Good day, everybody. Here in Xplane 12.3.0, the latest beta. At the moment, I also have the latest Zibo at the moment with the new weather radar installed. I'm here in Miami with the Caribbean Airlines livery here, and we'll be going down into Trinidad. At the moment, I've turned down some of the settings just to get some headroom so we don't have any problems for this flight. And as you can see here, quite a lot of clouds around. And actually there's quite a lot of weather to the north. At the moment, I am using auto off-row, so we're getting a bit of the scenery, but I've turned down the settings quite a lot, so that just like I said, so that we don't have any problem. I'm here on Flightsim as well. So this is the real world flight that actually goes down into Trinidad. Caribbean Airlines 483, and it's at gate Juliet 2, going all the way down to Trinidad. At the moment, you can see there is a bit of weather. Also, as you'll see, there is weather later in Trinidad as well. From here, we could see the latest version at the moment for the Zibo is 4.5, which has added the new weather radar. So we are gonna have a look at it and see how it is. So looking at the weather here, you can see in Miami, there is a lot of weather, especially at the time that we're looking to depart here. And we are going to be taking off from runway 26 left. We are parked somewhere around here. And as you can see, the weather, the rain, or the wind, sorry, it is coming slightly from the left to the right. So we're taking off runway 26 left. And we'll be going into this village area. So there is weather here. So we are going to basically see the weather and stuff like that on departure. And I'm making our way down into Trinidad. Into Trinidad as well. There is a lot of weather as well on the time of that we are going to be arriving. So we're going to St. Helens, for example, which is close to you can see there is weather around, which is around at 21 Zulu. So they're about 3 hours into our departure. So by the time we arrive, we are going to get quite a lot of weather of rain around as well. So for our flight today, we are going to go to flight level 350, 123 passengers, takeoff weight of 70.7 tons, cargo 4.2 kilos. Like I said, this time is going to be 3 hours and 29 minutes. Using the 9Y Jam, but the original one used the 9Y Cal. So we are going to get this flight on the way. So I've already started the aircraft. I've pretty much loaded up everybody. And I'm going to be doing VR today. So this should be a very interesting flight. Okay, so now, like I said, we are here in VR support. And what I've added new to this is this area down here, which is the weather radar. So at the moment it's on automatic. So you're going to see over here, which I'm actually going to put the TCAS now on. All right. So in that way now, if I put the weather radar on, it's only gonna show automatic, which means weather plus auto. But to change this, you're gonna put this onto manual, and then you can also change the tilt from over here. So now you see it on manual. So there is a way, as in at the moment, as you see, we have 5 miles, or 5 nautical miles out ring. So based on the distance, you can track how far the weather is. So let's get the flight on the road so we can get out of here. So for the departure, we're going to be doing the Cladder 2 departure, which we're going to be taking off. We're going to head in 254, and then to Kesno, all the way down to Cozy. Then following this procedure, like I say, we're going to be some weather around here, and then going all the way down to Cladder, and continuing on the route. So we are actually over here, so we're going to taxi down all the way down here, and then continue on Papa, going all across the Yankee, and then making our way onto Mike 11. So that's going to be the departure that we're going to be doing. There we go. And V1.
V1.
Rotate. Slightly back pressure there. And then we get climbing. Gear coming up. Absolutely wonderful, man. Alright, so you're gonna get LNAV and VNAV. Absolutely wonderful, and especially that we have auto offo. I did turn down the settings a bit, so we are gonna see it slightly lower res. That's fine. Okay, 1000. Just pitch down just a little bit there. And autopilot's coming on. Here we go. Flaps 1. Alright, so I'm just turning on the settings, and you can see quite a lot of weather around. Over there especially. So you can see now, like we said on departure as well, we're seeing some weather around. Alright, so here we go, some weather around. So we are missing a lot of this weather, which is more over there. As you can see, it's over here. Quite a lot of the weather there. Especially over there, as you can see the clouds and everything is all over here. So it's pretty good. So we're actually missing the weather there, which is really, really good. So at this point in time, we could probably just try to just get a direct to somewhere like Alonzo. There we go. So we just avoided that weather over here. We're climbing out of 3000. 3007. Nice. But there is some slight weather over there, so we do have to be very careful over here. At this time, obviously we'll be, if there's ATC, we'll be on ATC frequency and stuff like that. So they're gonna let us know, or actually we're gonna advise them as well that there is weather and that we want to make some deviations. So in this time, generally you would look at your weather map and see what is there and figure out what is the best course. In this case, you'll see the weather at the moment is coming this way. It's coming towards us here. Because it's coming towards us here, we'll probably ask ATC, try to see if we can just maintain this direction of about 150, just to keep ourselves away from weather. So in this point in time, I think because we have some weather coming over here, I'm gonna just maintain this direction because it's taking into account as you can see here, it's taken into account based on the distance. And since it's automatic, it is actually looking at from our angle, from pitch, going up, what the weather would be like. So from 10 nautical miles, or what the weather would be like from that same pitch, altitude out. So from here, we could see there is quite a bit of weather. So like I said, I'm going to keep my head in to try to see if I can avoid the weather over there. And seems like it is all around, to be honest. So yeah, there we go. A lot of the weather over there, like we said on departure. So it's really, really nice to see that all of this is simulated now. Really nice. So I am going to continue the climb out all the way to flight level 3 on the heading here, because of the weather there. Even if you might want to squeeze between here, but because this is purple, you can tell the weather is very, very bad here. So I don't think you want to take a chance on that. So just advise ADC that you would like to continue this heading for the next weather is based on its 10, you'd say probably 20. You would probably say within 50 nautical miles on that heading here. All right. So I think that's gonna be the best course of action. So here we go. Landing lights coming off. There we go. We're doing the after takeoff procedures. Here you go. And put this off as well. And taxi lights coming off as well. All right. So obviously this is not as bad. This area is obviously terrible, but this area is not as bad. But you can see there is weather. So I don't think you want to take a chance here. You want to just continue, like I said, up to about 15 nautical miles in this direction so that you can avoid the weather there. Right, so this is really, really great to see all of this is actually happening now. Thanks to Lamina, especially, as well as Zibo, for updating it so that we can finally get some proper weather. And how we see we climbing out here, bit of weather, bit of clouds around, but we see that we skipped all of this weather over here, so that's pretty nice. All right, so since we actually passed it here and we are seeing some weather, so we're gonna ask ADC, like I said, from 50 nautical miles you can probably start to make your turn. Yeah, so it's not a full tutorial on the weather, but at least to let you be aware of exactly some procedures you could look at in terms of the weather. So I did bumped up, like I said, I did bumped up it to the max so I can actually have a look at how severe it could possibly be at in terms of the weather there. And you can see that it was looking pretty bad. So one thing, like I said, to take into account is the height and based on the distance that you're going to be at. So this within 10, where would you have been at in terms of 10 nautical miles, and the height where the weather is and how bad it would be around there. So we've missed all the weather over here, even if we're a bit slightly south, but we've skipped a lot of that weather and enabled ourselves to avoid, well, basically to make a lot the passenger comfort. Let's see all the weather, big chunks of clouds over there. Look at the precipitation. All right, so we're gonna just continue this flight, and when we get closer into Trinidad, we'll have another look at the weather. So here at flight level 350, you can see we have some weather. We're more or less on the right side there. It's not pink side. It's not pink at the top, but it does show that there is quite a bit of weather. I mean, it is a bit further away, but you can see that there is weather from at least from our altitudes there. So if we do look, you could see clouds. Obviously, from the distance, especially, we would have definitely passed this area here, which showing you that weather that we've basically just passed. So you could see that the weather radar is in fact working accurately in this beta. So it's really nice to see all of this is working so far from the very first launch of this whole new beta, especially with both Zibo and Xplane 12.3. Right, so we just here at 1007. This is again a sunset here in Trinidad, in the Caribbean. We got some clouds, well, more or less closer, but seems most of it have gone. But you could see the visibility does seem to be slightly significantly less as we get a little closer. it was forecasted for some more weather or rain and stuff, so most likely the weather either would have passed or it would have been just rainy and at least just some foggy conditions, or just a lot of like misty sort of areas right now. I say 17, so we're gonna go down to about 350, and for the misapproach, if in case any reason for us to go around, we're gonna climb to 1005, track 105, then we're gonna make that right turn and then intercepting the Emira, right, and then coming back again for the RNAV approach runway 10. And so it's just about 11 knots straight down in terms of the winds. Right, so we are pretty much ready for the arrival, so I'm gonna move this as well as my throttles, and I'm gonna put it to the misapproach altitude 15. Here we go. A bit of throttles. Reduce. There we go. And the auto off not looking too bad. 400. Trying to not get blown off here. 300. There you go. 100. Don't wanna end up like St. Martin flight. 50. Okay. 30, 20, 10. Alright, not bad. Early flare. Okay. Get the reversers in. Okay. There we go. 80 knots. And remove the reversers. Alright. So, yeah. There we go. All the brakes. There we go. Alright, so that was pretty good, Let's get this down. We can even get our flaps starting to come up a bit. Welcome to Trinidad. This sunset here now blocking my eyes here, so let me see if I can get the goggles here, or the sunglasses. There we go. Put that sunglasses on. Alright, it's nice that you can actually do all of that as well, which is really nice. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Trinidad and Tobago. And after about 3 hours and 29 minutes, we've arrived. So yeah, in this beautiful part of the world, Trinidad and Tobago. And so I will see you guys on the next one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the weather radar showing it. Not much in the end there, but at least we were able to see it from the beginning. So once again, guys, do look out for the next video, whichever one that's interests me as well. I will be putting out there for you guys as well. So, and there's a beautiful sunset in the Caribbean, and just over the mountains there. See you guys on the other side on the next one, guys. Bye bye for now. See you.